What's up, Memphis family? Welcome to another episode of Bluff City Magazine podcast. I am your host, Amanda Avery, the editor-in-chief of this lovely digital and print publication. Listen, y'all, we just highlight the movers, the shakers, and the change makers right here in the Bluff City. And today, I have another one. But before we get into that, I want y'all to like and subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified of another podcast episode. Now, y'all know we're doing something different. We are doing the Women Who Lead edition. Now, listen, these women are phenomenal in their own right, in their own lane, and they're doing the damn thing. And so we're disrupting, defining everything that capture a woman leading in her own right. And today we have the phenomenal, the fabulous Kimberly Newsom, but we call her K Newsom. That's the style icon name, K Newsom. Honey, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Y'all, K Newsom is an icon, but I'm going to let you let her tell you everything that she does. But before we get into that, Kim, how are you feeling today? Because, baby, you looking fabulous.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. First of all, the icon description, I love that. I will be an icon one day. I appreciate that. I feel good. I feel really good today.
Baby, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Yes,
I feel
ma'am.
good. I'm planning something amazing this weekend, so I'm in prep mode for that. Not ready to share with the world about that now, but I feel really good today.
Well, good. Well, listen, honey, a lot of times when you look good, you feel good, a lot of that comes from confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. How does confidence play a part in how you're feeling right now?
Well, and I always say nobody likes to be a well-dressed train wreck. Confidence is number one for me. And it all starts with mindset and how you feel about yourself and how you move and how you shake and who you deal with. So confidence is just loving on yourself and having self-respect. That's my definition of confidence.
A lot of times when you're styling a woman, we'll get to what that styling means. You have to style them from the mind first.
That's right.
And let that transform from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that transformation look like when you're working with a lady and you're styling her?
Well, everything starts with the consultation first. Like, I do not take on everyone as a client. Back in the day, I did because I was needing the money. But in this season of my career, I just don't take on everybody as a client. And that's why an in-person consultation is the very first order of business. And that gives me the opportunity as well as the potential client to feel my vibe and my energy, and the same for me. And I'm a pretty good judgment of discernment. I have a really good discerning spirit. And 5 minutes into the consultation, I can already tell that if you're going to be a client or not. And so with that being said, if let's just say I'm going to take on a client and we talk about confidence, and one of the questions that I ask is, what is something that you are afraid to wear, but you want to wear? Like, why would you not want to wear that? And you would be surprised at some of the responses that they give me, and they have the body type to wear the things.
Well, give me an example of what that one of those things that may surprise me.
Pleats.
Mm-hmm. Why are they afraid to wear pleats? Because of that?
Because of the detail of the pleats, and pleats tend to box you out. A pleated dress or a pleated skirt, you can look at it and it doesn't have any shape. It's just pleats, a beautifully pleated piece of fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love a good pleat. But I'm one of the ones that used to be afraid to wear pleats because of my body type. And I have learned how to dress my body type the right way so that I can have the illusion of a figure 8 in a pleated dress or a pleated skirt.
Now, with that being said, you are tall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm 6'1".
You are 6'1". So now, when you got into fashion, into style, there weren't many people who were styling tall ladies.
Right.
So you had to step in and fill that gap.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
It was easy for me because I had a growth spurt in my 8th grade, the summer of going into the 8th grade. Just boom, just 6'1", go back to school. And all the kids were like, "What happened, Kim?" I'm like, "I don't know." But to answer your question, there still is a gap in tall girl fashion. We see a lot of tall girl, tall friendly fashion these days, but there's still a gap. Like, I still have to go out and buy clothes in person or online and size up a couple of sizes just to get the height, the length, and then take it to my seamstress of preference and have her alter it to fit.
So we don't have many.
There's a lot of tall girl boutiques and online stores, but there's still, some of them are still missing the mark as it relates to what type of pieces they're putting out. They want to put us in ugly flowers and ugly prints. Like let's give Tracy Ellis Ross for instance. That's my fashion. That is the icon of fashion for me.
Okay.
And her signature style are trouser pants, wide leg pants, trouser pants. She has the body type to do all of it, but she's not a tall girl. So when I see Tracy in certain garments like that, I'm like, where's the 36 inseam, please? I need a 36-inch inseam so I can rock that. And so that's the gap in there. But a lot of designers are closing the gap to bring high fashion for tall girls. And I see it, but it's still not enough. But stay tuned because I'm cooking.
Y'all hear that? Stay tuned because she's cooking something.
I'm cooking something for the tall girls. So y'all stay tuned.
So you create your own fashion style in a sense. You style other women.
Yes.
And you create events. So would that kind of sum you up in a nutshell of what you do and who K. Newsom is?
Yes.
If not, tell the people what you do and who you are.
Well, I am Kimberly Newsom, also known as K. Newsom, your global brand and image consultant, where I dress you from the inside to the out. One of my babies is Just Between Friends, JBF, a real conversation. And that's just something that bloomed from another baby called The Intimate 30 back in 2019. And it is a safe space for women, entrepreneurial women, aspiring entrepreneurial women to gather, to love on each other, to disclose, to truly network, and to be themselves in a room where there is absolutely no judgment. Like, my rooms are super confidential. I'm very strict about who's in the room, who's allowed in the room, what's said in the room. Very, very strict about that. So because I've attended women empowerment events before, and there is a stigma about it. And I'm just here to break that barrier, to break that wall down as it relates to women empowerment events and the negativity that's said and comes with that.
So with that being said, you are stepping into not just a role of fashion, but a role of leadership.
Right.
You're leading women to see them for who they really are.
Right.
And if they don't see them for who they really are, they meet you, then they can see themselves for who they really are.
Right.
But your roots, your legacy comes from your grandmother and your mother. Because, honey, they were the thing back in the day.
Yeah, and still.
Wait a minute, and still.
And still. So yeah, I grew to it. I ain't new to it. This is way before social media. So I watched all of my grandmothers, my great-grandmother, my mom, my aunts, uncles. Everybody knew how to sew in the family. But I didn't know how to sew. I didn't want to learn how to sew. I just wanted to wear the clothes. And so I watched them design and style women and men from the Douglas and North Memphis and Hollywood community. And they were the go-to women and men to make those back 60s and the 70s, all the way up until now. Like, they were the ones to go to get.
So there were people in the community that say, I don't want to go to Kmart. I don't want to go to a store. I need somebody in your family to create something special for me.
They went to Lady Lawrence in Douglas. They went to Mozella Early in Douglas and Goodwill Village. They went to Carolyn Lawrence. They went to Alice Campbell. They went to Luella Nibley. They went to Maxine Dugro. They went to Joyce Ann Furby. They went to Edwina Howard. They went to everybody in my family and got them an original piece made.
So we can say that Memphis has always had a sense of style.
Absolutely. And I don't even know why people think Memphis is slow as it comes as it relates to fashion and style. We got it. It's here. It's just unnoticed if you will. Not now, but it
Mhm.
was severely unnoticed back in the day. But
So what made you just look at the opportunity, say, you know what, I'm just gonna follow in my family footsteps, even though it wasn't in you at first? What did you see to say, you know what, my mom, my grandmother doing something, my auntie's doing something. Let me follow in their footsteps.
well, the thing was, the goal was to be a real estate mogul. Like I
Mhm.
did real estate from 2003 up until 2016. So I did all of the things. I was the multimillionaire. I did all of it way before social media. And I had a friend who I would just play dress up with all the time. And she was like, "You need to do this." And I'm like, "Girl, mm-mm." And so I just kept dressing her for occasions and events and just not thinking anything about it. And then one day I was in a dealer's whoop chase, and this lady came up to me, a Caucasian woman came up to me and complimented me on a blouse that I had on. And I was like, "Well, thank you," and she asked me would I help her find something for a gala that she was having at her home. And I'm like, "Girl, no," and so, she was very adamant about it. I ended up finding her a beautiful gown, in Dillard's actually, for the gala, and she loved it and invited me to the gala, and I was like, "I don't talk to strangers," I was in that mode. But I ended up going to the gala at her home and pulled up to this big, beautiful estate. I didn't know what I was getting into. I had text my friends. I'm like, "Look, I'm gonna be here. This lady invited me. I'm just gonna go see what's shaking." And it was a room full of, I would say, mega professionals. And that was her opportunity to, I guess, show me off and
Mhm.
brag a little bit to her
Mhm.
friends and colleagues. And so that's how it started, because I get the question a lot, how do I come across my higher end clients with the disposable income? And that's where it started.
Don't we just love how God just order our steps?
Mhm. And he literally shoved me into that, because I was like, "I'm gonna be a real estate person. This is what I'm going to do." And God had different plans. And so here I am 16 years later. And yeah.
So it's important for women who are in leadership, women who are high executives,
Mhm.
to always look good, look the
Right.
part.
Mhm.
How do you help style a woman who's in a high executive position, but don't know that it's important for her to have that look?
Mm. Most of my clientele are alpha women and powerful women in the city, and they're always giving, they're always pouring, and they tend to neglect themselves. Like they have in their mind a functional wardrobe that they just go and grab the basic black suit, the gray suit, the white shirt, the slacks, and go on about their day, and not even realizing that they are in the eye of the public all the
But
time.
they probably think that because they have male counterparts
Mhm.
who are high executives, they have to dress that boring, traditional suit. But you beg to differ.
Yes. I said, "Baby, come on, let's do this. Let's put this power suit on so you can command the attention in the room." And I'll tell you something. I came across TD Jakes' daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts. I didn't know who she was maybe about 7 years ago. And she came down my feed, and she had on some bad shoes that was cut up. She was sharp. And one of my stylist friend, Jay Bolin, he's her stylist. And I said, "This wench is sharp," And so I started following her just because of what she
And
had
she
on.
disrupting just the appearance as it comes to women in ministry.
Right.
You still can preach the word and look good at the
And look
same
good.
time.
And that's to answer my question. Like, I follow her simply because of her image and what she had on. And so that's what I try to instill into my high power women as it relates to their image and their wardrobe. So let's elevate that appearance. Let's put on that power suit. Let's not do a basic black suit. Let's put on a suit with some structure. Let's put on a whole leopard print suit.
That's
Let's
because
shake the room.
we think black is slimming,
Uh-uh.
but I feel like black is bold, black is powerful, black is sexy.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's sexy and it's minimizing,
Mhm.
but it's the go-to. It's safe. So we don't want to be safe. We want to command the room. We want to grab the attention. After the conference is done or the speaking platform is done, we want everybody coming to you, asking all the questions, wanting to connect because you standing up there in a full-out leopard print suit.
Another, I guess, myth I want to dispel when it comes to look and fashion and just looking your best is body shapers.
That's key. That is the foundation of an effortless and seamless wardrobe.
And you don't necessarily have to have a necessarily best shape, or you can be in shape, but a body shaper is essential to the look.
Absolutely. You can be a size 6, figure 8, and body is T, but you still need foundation. Because if you're wearing, let's just say you're wearing a pair of palazzo pants and a beautiful blazer to match, your booty ain't got no business doing all that jiggling up under that. If you
jiggling.
Yeah. Do that with your man, do that with your girls' night out or whatever the case may be. But if you're up speaking in front of somebody or you're presenting, you need to be under control underneath your clothes. And that's so important.
I remember you telling me about it wasn't a body shaper. I think it was one of the sisters, Mary. What was it that she had on that you thought, okay, this is a game changer?
Fajas.
And
this was before the BBL epidemic, when everybody's getting BBLs. And I think it was the Ebony magazine that she was a cover on, and she had this beautiful white bodycon form-fitting
silhouette.
It was nothing but silhouette. And I said, what the hell she got on up under that? I'm like, because I know photography can do a lot, but baby, what she got on up under that? I need to know. And Google was styling them at the time, and I follow Google as well. And Google made a post on Instagram about what that was, and it was a Colombiana faja. And I'm like, what is a faja? And so I did my research on it, and it's actually a garment for post-cosmetic surgery, and women are using it for shapewear.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So after you get a tummy tuck, a lipo, BBL, they put you in this very constrictive garment that holds you together and shapes your body. So because you're going to be sore, you're going to be loose, muscles and things have been disrupted. So that particular garment is made for post-surgery. So women are using it for their shapewear, which is great. And I don't want to be all, I just don't feel like having all this stuff on. But baby, if you want to look extra good and you don't care about being uncomfortable for the evening and the event, a faja is the
Listen, you can wear a faja, just don't eat a lot of appetizer, drink a lot of alcohol, so you won't be bloated.
So you won't have to go to the bathroom.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to have to do a whole lot of that. So I encourage fajas to be worn under, and waist trainers to be worn under garments. I encourage that. If you got the guts and the strength and the courage to do that and sustain through the evening and eat and drink and dance, girl, go for it.
I would think that, well, back in the day, 70s and 80s, when we think about fashion, there was always a male person, a male model or a male influencer. But women are now dominating that field.
Turn it up.
But I'm pretty sure that journey just wasn't as easy as it looks. I'm sure you make it look easy.
Yeah.
What has leadership just cost you, just in defining who you are in your field and really trying to help other ladies, but the negativity that comes with that?
Oh my goodness. I have lost sleep. It has, and I'm just going to be so very candid and transparent. People think wardrobe styling is, she's just going out in the stores and shopping for people and then taking it to them and telling them to put it on. Girl, that's the easy part. The shopping is literally therapeutic for me. It's retail therapy for me. Like, I'm going out to do shop. I'm a shopper myself. I love to shop. But it's something different when you got somebody else's money and you shopping. You're shopping for them, and it's like you're shopping for yourself, but you're shopping for them, and it just feels good to me to release the stress that I have because I'm in retail therapy. But to answer your question, I lost sleep. I lost time with my family because I offer a white glove service. And most times when people pay that invoice, they feel like they own you. And I had to set some mean boundaries because I would get calls at 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Have you found anything yet? Did you find? I'm asleep. I'm finna screw my husband. Why are you dialing my phone? And it's just so
I wasn't ready for that. Were y'all ready for that? Because I wasn't.
I said I was gonna pretend to be
Please do. I needed that laugh.
And I said screw. I was being modest when I said screw. But it's a lot of that comes with it because my services are not cheap. It is definitely an investment. When I started styling, I was charging $150, $75 for a consultation and $150 for the service. And so as I elevated the experience and the more time that I was putting into making these women look beautiful, I'm like, I ain't charging enough because wear and tear on my vehicles, because I'm driving all over the city. I'm driving to other states. I'm driving to Atlanta. I'm driving to Houston. I'm doing all, and that's what they don't see. Like if in Memphis, the pickings are slim as it relates to finding dope pieces. It really is. Shout out to Akira, because Akira came through in the clutch. But I was doing a lot of traveling on the road going to get pieces or making calls saying, can you send this? Building relationships with other boutiques and retailers. And I can pick up my phone right now and call a boutique out there on Rodeo Drive and they'll send me something. So a lot of that in my career, I've lost a lot of sleep. I lost time with my family. It affects my health because when you think of wardrobe styling, again, you think of somebody just going out shopping. But what do you do when you go to the mall? What is the process? You get in your car, you crank that motor, you drive through traffic, you get out your car, you walk in, you shopping, you in the mall and the stores for hours.
You're continuing to look through the racks, trying to find the right piece.
I have been in stores from open to close, walking, shopping. I'm walking through the mall with a push cart with boxes of shoes and clothes and taking them into other stores and comparing, like, will it go with this? Will it go with that?
Wow.
And then once I'm done with that, I got a ton of clothes that I got to get out, put in my car, drive this precious cargo home, and store it in my room for clients only, because I have a whole room in my home that's a closet that's for clients stuff. So even in that, that's a lot. That's a lot of wear and tear on my bones, and I'm paying for it right now. I'm literally paying for it. So all of that walking, that driving, that lifting, the wear and tear, I'm paying for it right now. Even when we're on set for photo shoots, I got to bring all of that to the photo shoot and set it up and steam it and put you in it and deal with your attitude and deal with your family that came that I said don't bring extra people. And it's just a whole lot that comes with it. And then when we're done, I got to pack it all up, put it in your car, and then go home and rest and get up and do it all over again.
My Lord.
I got an 8-hour session coming up on Tuesday. 8 hours. Where I will be on set 8 whole hours with this one client, and she has 16 looks. Do you know how long it took me to shop for 16 looks?
No, I have no idea.
She literally has 10 pairs of shoes and 16 looks with accessories, hats, undergarments, everything. All of that has to be transported. All of that has to get out of the car. All of that has to get set up. Then all of it has to be broken down and put in her car and send her on her way.
So at the end,
I'm tired at the end.
You're tired, but what makes it worth it?
Oh, the glow and the comments from my clients that say, I've never felt this beautiful ever in my life. Thank you, Kim. That is the joy. That is the satisfaction of it all. All of the back pain, the leg pain, my feet. When my girls and my women say to me, you made me feel the most beautiful that I've ever felt, that's satisfying to me. That tells me that the job is done.
And that's what you want to hear at the end of the day.
That's what I want to hear. I want them to trust the process, and I want to hear that at the end.
You just mentioned that right now you feel like you're paying for it, just the wear and tear on your body over the years.
Yes.
So you probably won't do this forever.
No, I'm not.
Of course. And I see that you're kind of stepping into another realm here, and that's motivational speaking. Because,
Girl.
honey, every time I turn around, you're at somebody's event. You're delivering a message. You're the keynote speaker. You're on a panel. You're on a forum. You're on something.
Oh, well, that's something that I have been shoved into again because I've been getting a lot of requests from people and organizations for me to come and speak and be keynotes and moderate panels and be on the panels. And I'm like, Lord, what are you doing? Like this, I'll do it, but it's a lot, you know. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm embracing what's happening. He's revealed some things to me about bigger platforms in speaking. And I am pivoting. I'm very much pivoting. I'm still a stylist. I'm still an image consultant. I'm still going to do that, but it's going to be at a lesser degree. And it will be for a certain type of clientele. So people who are wanting.
Basically, what you're trying to say is you're going to have to be able to afford her.
Yeah, so, absolutely. A certain type of clientele, and I'm kind of scaling back from the one and done type of opportunities and clients, you know, those who want to do birthday parties and things of that nature. I'm just kind of scaling back from that, and I'm stepping more into the corporate world. So I've had a few corporate clients, and they were so easy. They were so easy, and it wasn't even one individual. It was a group of people. And it was just so easy. And I was like, yeah, I can get jiggy with this. You know, and it was a nice check.
We love that.
It was a very nice check. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can style 5 people and up at one time for this amount of money and they don't stress me out. But yeah, I'm just pivoting into something new, and the speaking engagements are heavily coming, and I'm accepting them, but I'm very cognizant of the engagements that I do accept because I am a brand and I have to protect it at all costs.
Yes, I love that. Speaking of your brand, let's get into Just Between Friends.
That's my favorite.
Now, I know when I met you, we had a nice little lunch at Venice Kitchen.
Yes.
You shared with me how sometimes you don't say no.
Oh, I'm saying no now.
You're saying no now, but you didn't say no, and relationships were kind of very strenuous.
Yes.
And so you had that episode, and you realized other women have that episode.
Yes.
And you created this event Just Between Friends.
Yes. Well, that came from a World War III war that I saw on social media, and it was a lot of subliminal posting and just a lot of mess. And I'm like, y'all know these people. Why have you had a conversation with them about it? Why
Are these friends or family, siblings?
It's everybody.
Okay.
It's associates, it's colleagues, it's friends, it's everybody. And I was just seeing a mass of that. And I'm like, ain't y'all friends? You know, why haven't you contacted this person? This is me talking to the screen. Like, girl, don't you know this person? So, like, get on the phone and hash that out instead of bringing it to social media. And so I created Just Between Friends behind it. And it's a room curated for women to come and talk about challenges as it relates to friendships, what it takes to be a good friend. Am I a shitty friend? Am I a good friend? How do I, because at this big age, why?
You're 40, you're 50 years old, and you're into it with your friend over 20 years.
Why?
Yeah.
And so just have that conversation. You know, I'm at the point in my life to where, and I'll just go back a little bit, about maybe 2 years ago. I was at the point of like, girl, what's going on? What did I do to piss you off? Because I'm sensing some distance. I'm sensing something between you and I. So let's talk about it. And of course, we'll lay it all out on the line, and then we'll have a hug moment at the end, and we'll go on about our day. But it's like now, at the age of a 4th floor, Suite 9, I just simply don't have time for that. I don't. And that's just me. But I'm still in that mode to when I see a relationship that needs to be mended. I'm all for that. I'm really all for that. But if it's something that just can't be mended, or the challenge, or what's the word I'm looking for? The incident was over the top, then yeah, maybe y'all need to go y'all separate ways. But if it's something that where you two value each other and the relationship is valued, sit down and talk about that. Like 2023 JBF, it was a room of 100 women. 2 women that I did not know ended up buying tickets. And come to find out, they had been estranged for 5 years. They were friends for over 20 years, but estranged for 5 years. And the conversation that was had on the panel intrigued them to
restore their
restore that.
Yeah.
Because at the end, there was a sister circle done. We stood around each other. We held everybody's hands. We said a prayer. And in the middle of that, the reconciliation happened. And I didn't even know these women. They were Facebook friends. They followed, they engaged, they invested in their tickets, but they ended up at the same event and had been estranged for 5 years. And at that event, they put their differences to the side and mended their relationships, and they besties again. And that did my heart good. So I'm like, okay, girl, you're doing something.
That was 2023.
That was 2023.
But since then, now 2025, last year, that was your 5th year?
That was year 6.
Year 6.
That was year 6. Wait a minute. No, that was year 5. This is year 6.
And that was your biggest to date.
Yes. Yes. That was the biggest one. Every year I'm a literal stress ball. Like every year there's something that stresses me out really, really, really bad. Either I get sick, or I'm extremely stressed out to where I'm hanging on by a thread, or somebody literally holding me up to get through JBL. But 2025 was the biggest one. I put in a whole lot of money into it. I had amazing sponsors to come in and sow seed, and just, it was beautiful. It was beautiful and grand and big. The turnout was big. It was over 150 people in the room, but it was lacking. It was lacking something, and I wasn't happy. I'm still not happy about it. And so, it was impactful, but it wasn't impactful enough for me.
So that means 2026 is going to look different based on how you felt from last year. Absolutely. Is this men and women event, or this just women?
I'm going to go back to the basics. It's going to be women only, because in my rooms, I make everybody talk to every single person in the room. Like, don't leave this room if you don't know everybody in the room. If you come at one of my events, you're going to have 100 new contacts in your phone before you leave.
What do you feel your purpose is?
Global impact.
What does that look like to you?
Huge platforms. I just see, I see huge speaking platforms. Very calm, subtle, but strength and impacts.
And you want to impact women, as our pastors always say, you want them to leave better,
yes,
than when they came.
Absolutely.
That's always the goal.
To feel better, to look better, and to just be a better person overall. Yeah, I just want to. Women, we go through so much. We are the vessels of life.
Amen.
We are the vessels of life. We are the number one natural resource of the world, because we bring.
And that is the reason why we're doing this Women Who Lead series.
Yes.
I love that, Kim.
We are the givers of life. And we have such a target on us right now. They're trying to control how we reproduce. And you can't control what this is mine. And so I feel like we're an endangered species.
How do you feel about women in politics leading the city, the country, community? How do you feel about that?
I absolutely love it, because we have a voice. We have a voice. We have a strong voice to carry for us. I love that. How dare you tell me what I can't do with my vagina? It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine. You're here because of that. So how dare you put a restriction on it, on what we can do with it? Mm-hmm. So I'm all for women in politics.
Baby, power to the women. We just love it. Kim, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want our viewers and readers to know about you, or just anything you got coming up, darling?
Yes. So, I have a lot coming up this year, and I just need y'all to just stay plugged in and stay tuned in with me. I am Kimberly Newsom, your global brand and image consultant. You can find me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Kimberly Newsom, Newsom. Do not put an E on the end of that please. Instagram K dot Newsom Style, TikTok K Newsom Style, and the World Wide Web K Newsom dot style. So I just need y'all to plug in, stay tuned for what I have because I'm cooking up something so special, especially for my girls and my women. So just stay plugged in because I'm not done.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard what she said. She is not done. And we want to thank Kay Newsom, just the iconic
Thank
image
you.
consultant, global, worldwide image
Thank you.
consultant. Going to be doing great things. Y'all stay tuned. Amanda Avery signing off. Thank y'all for tuning in.